No, it's recording. Okay. Hey guys, it's Alishia with Young Form on Crafts. Welcome to my channel. I hope you were able to stay through another tutorial. I finally got my camera figured out, as you guys have been watching. And what I'm going to do is show you how to make these beautiful fingerless gloves, or wrist warmers, whatever you want to call it. You guys have been seeing a lot of the different stitches on my channel, and I've just been showing you my works in progress and my finished objects. But this is what I'm going to show you how to make. You see? Love this yarn. It is so cool. Show you a little bit what it looks like. This is loops and thread. It's called Links. Or Linked. Where's my paper? There it is. It's called Links. It is rich blue is the colorway, and I don't have the band, so I just wrote it down so I wouldn't forget to tell you guys. Use an 8mm hook, which is an L. It's 104 yards. This is all I had left. Can you see that? Got my outline on there. It's loops and thread brand called Links, L-I-N-K-S, rich blue. It's 75% acrylic, 18% wool, 8% polyester, and it is super soft, so nice and yummy. But it's a linked chain. I'll show it to you, but I have to show it to you in the pale color because you won't see the detail of it in the dark color. Let's see if I can get it to. Oops. See, it's crocheted links, the way the yarn is. It's really nice. It's really cool. So interweaved, it won't come apart. But anyway, so I'm going to show you guys how to make those, and if you like it, just give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I do videos every Sunday, whether it's the giveaways that I do every month, but again, that's still going on, by the way. It'll go on till midnight on the 15th. Yeah, I'm going to do the drawing on the 16th or 17th, so check that out. I'll put a link below. If it's still, I should get this out before then. Well, yeah. Anyway, so the 15th and 16th is the last day you can enter the giveaway, but I will put a link down below, so please go check that out. 3-in-1, I do 3 different variations of different crafts that you can enter to win, because not everybody likes to crochet, not everybody likes to cross stitch, so I have 3 different types of giveaways on that. So I'm squishing the ball. It's so soft. Anyway. I will be doing my update video this weekend, hopefully soon. But anyway, so on to the tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Okay, guys, to get started, you're going to need a pair of snips or scissors. You're going to need an 8mm hook, or that would be also considered an L hook. I got these, I think, from AliExpress, and they've got these little rubber grips on them. They're really nice. And you're going to need a bulky 5 yarn. You can use any bulky 5 yarn. And today, for this project, I am using loops and threads Links yarn in the color rich blue. This is what it's going to look like when it's worked up. It's really pretty. But you can see let's see if that'll, it's going to focus. It's got links. Can you see the links? I don't know. Let me get a lighter version of it. Yeah, there we go. That's really good. See the link? Oh, there we go. See the links? And that's actually the name of the yarn in the Loops and Thread brand. It's called Links. I just thought it was really pretty, and I had no clue what I was going to do with it when I bought it years ago. But anyway, okay, so to get started, you're going to leave yourself about a 6 or 7 inch tail. You're going to use this later when stitching part of the top part of the wrist warmer or the hand gloves, fingerless gloves. First thing you're going to do is you're going to make a slip knot, leaving your 7 inch tail. Okay, And I will leave a link below for those of you who are new to my channel or new to crochet. If you would like to have step-by-step information on how to do some of these stitches, I will leave a link below. I plan on having that ready for you. But if not, then you can just follow along. It's pretty basic stitches. We're going to do some skipping, single crochets, and chain, and that's it for this. And then of course darning, and you are going to need a darning needle, or rather a I didn't bring one in here with me, but I'll show it later. A tapestry needle. I like to use the tapestry needle that has a sharp edge, because it will pierce through the thread and secure your yarn better. Okay, so to start, you're going to do, just try to, don't stay too loose, but don't go tight. You want to just be relaxed. And we're going to start off with a chain 20. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so you're going to be going in rows, rather stitches of 2. So if you wanted a, this is the size that's going to fit, I'll show you, around my wrist, okay, by doing the 20. It's going to fit around my wrist, and it's going to fit snugly around my fingers as well, my fingers and my wrist. So you're going to do 20 stitches. If you want smaller gloves, you're going to just subtract 2. If you want larger gloves, just add 2. And then at the end, you're going to do a chain 1. That does not count as your 2 stitches. So for this tutorial, I did 20 stitches plus 1. Alright, when you go back, you're going to skip that plus 1, and you're going to do 2 single crochet in that 1 stitch. So you skip the chain and the 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Skip 1 and then 2 single crochet. Skip 1 and 2 single crochet. And again, if you don't know what a single crochet is and you're new to crochet, I will leave a link below, and then that way you can see what a single crochet looks like. And that would be this here. Skip 1, 2 single crochet, and you're going to do that all the way across. Skip 1, 2 single crochet, skip 1, 2 single crochet. And I'm not explaining how to do a single crochet, because the majority of the people that already watch my channel know how to do a single crochet, a chain stitch. But like I said, if this is new to you and this is something simple that you would like to do, because any beginner can do this particular fingerless glove, or rather wrist warmer, and that's why I'm not explaining it. Okay, you're going to have an extra stitch at the end of just your first row. What we're going to do for just your first row is you're going to do a slip stitch into that last stitch. Okay, slip stitch, and then chain 1, and then turn your work, and you've done your foundation stitch. Now from this point on, it's pretty repetitive. For your second row, you're going to do like you did in the foundation row. You're going to skip 1, and you're going to 2 single crochet into that next stitch. Skip 1, 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to do that all the way across. Skip 1, 2 single crochet, skip 1, 2 single crochet, all the way across. Got ambiance music playing in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I wanted to give it a little bit of sound without actually having to add it to the video. Sounds like it's kind of low though. Okay, now we're at the end. The very last stitch, you're going to do 2 single crochets. Now, this is where we're going to not do the slip stitch like we did the first round. That was the only time you were going to do that. So you're going to chain 1 when you get the last 2 single crochets in. You're going to chain 1, turn your work, skip 1, and 2 double crochet. Again, skip 1, 2 double crochet. You see the pattern? This is what you're going to repeat every round. Skip 1, 2 single crochet, skip 1, 2 single crochet, all the way to the end. You should have 20 stitches by the time you get done. Now, if you don't know how to count your stitches, which I know most of you that are doing this or watching this already know how to count your stitches, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Alright, you skip 1, you're at that last single crochet, you're at that last stitch. You skip 1, go to the last one, 2 single crochet, chain 1, turn, repeat. Now, how you can make sure that you have 20 stitches on here is, you see the little V's? You're going to count your V's. So, or you could count the holes underneath your V's, but it's better just to count the V's. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, go back this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh, let's see, I counted that one on the end and I wasn't supposed to. But you should have 20 stitches there. Sorry about that. Anyway, and the reason why I say I know I've got 20 is because I'm doing multiples of 2, and then I'm doing my chain 1 at the end. So that's where I counted that extra one. But anyway, so you're going to do that all the way up until you get to your desired length that you want of your glove. Go down here a little bit. There we go. The desired length that you want of your glove, because this is how it's going to look once we get it done. As you saw in the beginning, what it looks like on. So this is what we've got. This is only 3 rows. I did a total of 18 rows to accomplish 7 inches. I wanted 7 inches from, you want to count from where my ring is down. So about to your first knuckle of your first finger. So about right here. And then you want to go all the way down to wherever you want it to stop on your wrist. In mine, I measured 7 inches. So 18 rows with a bulky 5 with an 8mm hook, 20 inches across, equals my 7 inches. So go ahead and finish your desired length that you want for this. If you're following with me and you're wanting to do the 7 inches like I did to make the same exact gloves, then go ahead and do your next few rows. And I will meet you back at the end after we get the 18 rows done. Okay, now that we're on our last row, what you want to do is, at the very last end of the stitch, I've got my 18 rows on here, at the very end of the 18th row, instead of doing 2 stitches, you want to do just 1 of the single crochet. I think I'm going to need to zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, that helps. Okay, so you want to do just 1 single crochet stitch. Sorry about that, can't even talk. And then you're going to chain 1, pull up a big loop, and then you want to cut about another 7 to 8 inch tail. And what I'll do is, and then I'll measure it on my clipboard. I have my inches. If you don't have a ruler, I mark mine because it's a lot easier, because I have my clipboard with me for notes all the time, and then I marked my clipboard with the inches, and then the little red marks are half inches. But anyway, I digress, I apologize. So anyway, so you make a big loop, and then you're going to just pull it through and secure that, pull that tight. And that's what you're going to use to, let me zoom back out. that's what you're going to use to stitch down the side and form the rest of your quilt. Okay, now that you've got your piece all worked up, let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Oh. We're going to form our glove. Okay, so you've got a really, really long tail here. I'm going to say your end tail, I think I did that maybe about a foot, maybe 12 inches, just to be on the safe side. So anyway, you're going to take your two ends that have the tails, and you're going to fold this over to form your glove. Okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to line up your bumps. When I say bumps, let's see if you can see that. You'll see it on your work when you do it, but there's little bumps on the end. So you're going to line up your bumps from the bottom to the top and make sure that they all line up and match where they're supposed to be. My bumps aren't wanting to cooperate. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so you've got the end piece here. You've got your first bump and your second bump. When you get to that second bump, which is going to be, I think, your 4th or 5th row, you're going to take a stitch marker and you're going to secure it right there. That's your marker where we're going to stop stitching. You count one bump, another bump, which is going to be another 4 rows. You want to put another stitch marker. This is where we're going to have our thumb hole, in that area. So it should look like this. Okay? Now, we're going to start threading from the top. Here's your piece, and I apologize, I should have used a lot of yarn. These are actually going to be going into my Etsy shop once I get them done. So I wanted to just show you guys briefly how to do this, and this was the type of yarn that I had, and I just wanted to use it up, so I apologize for that. Okay, so like I said, you need a tapestry needle. I use one with a sharp edge and a little crooked because I do a lot of amigurumi, and you need that to get in there into the curvature of, like, when you're attaching like arms and things like that. But this is really good for working in projects like this as well. Now, there are 2 ways you can thread your needle. You can either take it, this is how I do it, it's very simple. Let me move this aside so you can get a better view with the white background. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit too. There we go. So you're going to take it and you take your thread and hold it over your needle and pinch it and pull it out. Then you're going to slide this over the top. And you got that. And pull it through. That's a really easy way to thread your yarn. Now, if your yarn is too bulky and you can't get it through, or you have issues with it, you can always use a needle threader. I have them all over my house. This one I have attached to some plastic yarn that I made with some beads, just so I wouldn't lose it. But this is my needle threader that I use, and I will have these up in my Etsy shop if you're interested in getting any of these. But they're really handy, and I think Hobby Lobby carries them. They're like $3 or $4, something like that. But yeah, so and also if you work with thread, or if you're a flosser, there's the tiny hook on that end, and then there's the big hook for yarn on that end, which is great. I also have my little snips, my scissors with a scissor fob, and I have it attached at the end with a little charm. The end of my scissor fob. If you guys are interested, I am going to be having these in my shop as well. So you'll get the scissors with the scissor fob, and you'll have your needle threader, and that way they won't get lost. They'll stay together and they're easier to find as well. But anyway, so another way you can do that, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with how to work these, it's real simple. You just take your hook, or the eye of your needle, and put it on the hook, and there's a little secure place that you can put it on right there. You take your yarn or your thread, and you put it in the hook like this and hold it, and then just pull it through the eye, and it's secure. So those are the 2 ways that you can thread your needle. Now let's get started on stitching this together. I'll be right back. Okay, so you just start at the top. I'll get zoomed in more. And you want to weave first you want to go in this way and just weave it back and forth. With the sharp edge, that's what I'm saying, the sharp edge is great for just picking up the middle of the thread. And just weave it back and forth. You want to be slightly tight, but not too tight to where it pinches it and bunches it up. And just weave back and forth. Oh, may have to work with it. Back and forth just on the top, very top of the stitches. Just weave back and forth. You don't want to do a whip stitch because the whip stitch would make it too bulky. Just grab the top, and you're going to do this all the way to the stitch marker. Fiddle with this bulky yarn. It's actually easier to work with a regular 4 medium weight yarn. Okay, so now we are at the stitch marker. We can take this stitch marker out, and what you're going to do is you're going to weave this yarn along the top side until you get right below the other stitch marker. Can you see that? I hope you can. Okay, and then just pull it through. And you want to make sure it's loose, but not too loose. You don't want it to strain your finger hole. Okay, so now that's off to the side. You're going to turn your work around, and you're going to work on the other end. You're going to do it the same way. I'm cinching it, pinching it, pulling it out, and then sliding it through. Or again, you can use the threader. Okay, so you want to make sure that your knots, can you see? Oh, you can see them better this way now. See the knots? That they're lined up. Again, we're going to go in the top side of the other side of the stitches. Okay, and see how that pulls together? And then just weave the top side of the stitches back and forth. I've been planning on doing these for a long time now, but I could never figure out how to work my camera angle, and I was like, how does everybody else do that? And then I finally figured out that the knob on my tripod twists, and I was not aware of that. My new job is I do photos and listings online for eBay and Amazon and Walmart and Lookout.com, I guess. Anyway, the name of the shop that I list for is it's called Goodbye Retail. So if you were to look that up, I'm not plugging my job or anything. I was just trying to make a point. That's how I found out about the tripod. I was not aware that the handle twisted and that I could angle my camera straight down instead of, I was terrible. But anyway, I've got it figured out, so now here we are, and I'm able to share my craft with you. Alright, so we're almost at the end where the stitch marker is. Line that up. Okay, got kind of wonky. There we go. Okay, and you want to end up on the back side where your other thread is. Let's see right here. So that's where you want to end up. You can take this stitch marker out now. And now we have our glove formed, and there's our finger hole. What you're going to do with this, I just leave it on the needle. And you're going to, since they are together, you're going to tie the two together with a granny knot. Granny knot is, you go one way, you tie, and then you go the opposite way, and you tie. Usually I tie with my thread going through the front, and then tie with my thread going through the back. That's called a granny knot. I think it's called a sailor's knot? No, it's a granny knot. I don't know about sailor's knot. Anyway, I don't know my knots. But anyway, okay, so once you do that, you still have your long thread on your needle. You're going to weave it up the opposite side of where this thread was. Up the finger hole. Okay, you're going to go up. And I do apologize, I didn't realize that it, and see, now you can really see how your finger hole has formed. Then you're going to go, now this is the inside. This is why you're doing all of your weaving on this side, because you're not going to see any of this. So I weave about an inch this way, and then I'm going to weave in my threads about an inch in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to weave it back down. You make sure you catch those top stitches and that it doesn't go through to the other side, because we don't want to see that. It would not be very pretty. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's not too taut. Snip that up. So you've got it weaved in 3 different directions, so that sucker's not coming loose at all. Now, because my little string is too short for me to thread it and then stitch it through, what I like to do is, because you can thread it in any direction, because it's already secured. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to just go across a few top stitches. Now, what I did was I left enough space to where I could go ahead and thread it through. You want to take your needle threader. This is where your needle threader comes in handy, because otherwise you're going to be working forever trying to get that thread to go through, and it won't go through. So you want to do that. Put the needle threader on the hook, pull the hook through, and now that you've already got your needle where you want your thread to be, just go ahead and push it. Oops, got off camera. Push it and then, oops, pull that through. And then kind of stretch it out a little bit, and then that usually will hide your tail. And then, let me zoom back out. We're going to turn it inside out. Kind of fiddle with it. There we go. This is your top opening, which is where you started with your chain stitch. Here is your hole, and here is the bottom part of your glove / wrist warmer. So there we go. And that's what you do. That's how you make it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you would, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell so that you can get notification every time I post a video. I do post every Sunday, and then on occasion I will have these tutorials in between as well. I appreciate you watching, and these will go up on my Etsy shop. Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about this yarn real quick. This is how much I had left. Let me move this glove out of the way. This is how much I had left when I got done making both gloves. It's not much. It's not really much to really make another one, but if you were to get another ball of yarn, you could probably make a really nice hat with it to go with the gloves. And I wanted to see, I've got it written down. Here we go. Alright, so this yarn is 75% acrylic, 18% wool, and 8% polyester, and it was 104 yards with an 8mm hook. So that's the demographics for the yarn. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next go around. Thank you. Good night. Peace out. Okay. I'm doing something different. So I think if I spliced this right, you just saw how to make these fingerless gloves. I've got face detection on. I'm looking at my screen over here. And then I've got my aught light right there because I don't have a face light yet. So I am working on that. Different ways to do these tutorials. But anyway, so yeah, if you have any ideas of how you would like to see me do those differently, excuse me, let me know. I think I was pretty clear. But when you see this video, I will have the threaders. See it? Let's see if I can hold it this way. Yeah, I will have the needle threaders. Oops. Do it this way. There we go. Yeah. In my shop. There we go. Oh, needle threaders. I will have this in my shop. I won't have this attached to it, but unless you want one, it's just, I just took some grocery bags and turned it into yarn. And then what I did was I put, see, I got stitch markers in between the little links that I made, and then some beads, just so I won't lose it, isn't it? Because they get lost so easily. But anyway, so I've got that, and then like I showed you in the video, I have, you know, my scissors with the threader on the end, and then a scissor fob, and then my scissors. But anyway, I'd planned on making those for years in my shop, but I'll show you my scissor fob and what it looks like. Oh, it does not really show very well on the camera, the colors. It's really pretty, the different facets and beads that I put on it. Anyway, so yeah. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Peace out.